Hey guys, decided to come outside today while the bugs are staying away from me and make a quick update here because yesterday was the 56th day that I've been on an alternate day fasting eating regimen, and so that's 8 weeks. So I'm due for an update here. 8 weeks on the plan. I weighed myself this morning and I am now 274 pounds. That's down from almost 313 pounds. So I'm 274, which means I've lost 39 pounds in 8 weeks. 39 pounds in 8 weeks. For anyone who's watching this in the UK, that's 2.8 stone, somewhere around there for people who measure their body weight in rocks. I don't get that. I don't understand that. But anyways, I'm not one to talk because we don't even use the metric system over here in America. But so yeah, the trend continues. It slowed down some. You know, in my first couple weeks, probably the first 3 weeks on the ADF plan, I was aware that I was losing a ton of weight. And a lot of that really happens with any diet. You know, I read a great quote that said, all diets work and all diets don't work. They all fail. And that's really true. And I'm not on a diet here. I changed my way of eating. I'm in it for the long term. I don't know that I'll always do ADF, but I want calorie restriction in terms of going for a period of fasting, eating and then going for a period of fasting. Periodic fasting is definitely effective in helping you lose weight. Of course, for me, the time will tell if it's effective in maintaining that loss. And like I say, I lost a ton of weight at the beginning, and it slowed somewhat, but not that much. You know, people lose a lot of water weight when they first start to fast, and weight can fluctuate. Like I've said before on this channel, I don't always trust the scale. What I trust is how my body looks and what its shape is and whether it's changing or whether it's staying the same. Just a couple things that occurred to me in the last 2 weeks that I want to mention in terms of like symptoms and things that I've noticed, changes I've noticed in my body. I've noticed that my acne, I used to get like acne on my neck and sometimes on my upper back, and that's disappeared. And that's been gone since I started fasting. It's just something I just realized. Another thing I've noticed when I first started this channel, I talked about my tendinitis, that I had tendinitis in my right heel. That's gone. And here's the thing, I'm walking. And I've even started doing some jogging again. And, you know, but what made it disappear? I've never had tendinitis. I've been a runner my whole life. I've never had tendinitis disappear so quickly. So I really think it ties back to the fact that fasting helps your body reduce inflammation. And, oh look, here comes one of the North Carolina hummingbirds. You see how it is. That's why most of my videos I make inside. I'm not trying to be dive bombed, carried away. But anyway, I've noticed that some of those effects of like inflammation reduction, I'm noticing them in my body, inside and out. And like I say, I tried some running again. I did have an interesting thing that happened about a week ago. You know, I've been feeling so good. I mentioned in one of my last videos that I've been increasing the amount of walking I'm doing. Well, I started to feel like hot stuff. You know, I was just feeling that good. I was like, I'm going to try some running. I'm going to try to incorporate some sprinting into this day. And it was going great. And I felt great. And then as I was maybe a quarter mile back to my car, I was on this sandy road, a dirt road that had large rocks on it to sort of pave it, but not small little gravel rocks, but large rocks. And you know, I was listening to great music and I was just tearing it up out there, you know. And I was thinking at the moment that I was thinking this, I was thinking I should really be watching where I place my feet because these are big rocks. And I'm kind of like not really looking at where my feet are landing, and I could twist an ankle. Right when I thought that, I twisted my ankle. There was a big field of grass to the left of me. This dude, this old man with two greyhounds was out walking his dogs, and I just went down in a blaze of glory. My left foot went out from under me. My right knee skidded along the rocks, and I got a road rash, and I just made this big, in the dust, this big crater. And so, and I came home and told my wife, it's like every time I try to do something for my health, every time, and it's true, like sometimes it can be discouraging. It's discouraging when you get an injury of some kind. But it seems like every time I do something for my health, something like that happens that sets me back. And I don't know, maybe that's a metaphor for life or something. I don't know, but it didn't stop the weight loss. And I'm feeling better. It wasn't a serious sprain. It didn't knock me out of work or anything I needed to do. It was just embarrassing more than anything else. Typically, it's pretty girls that are standing around that see me fall and humiliate myself. But yeah, that was interesting. That did happen. I'll put some photos up here. I did take some photos this morning. The photos on the left are me before I started alternate day fasting. So this is February of 2017. I started on March 1st. I started the ADF plan. And the photos on the right are the photos that I took this morning. And I noticed some differences. I don't know about you, and I'm not saying I don't have a long way to go, but I definitely noticed some differences. I mean, I'm losing weight. And there's still a gut there. You say, well, he might be sucking in his gut on the profile, on the sideways picture, but you can't suck in your love handles, and the love handles are going to, I'm just noticing a lot of that visceral belly fat is coming off, and it's coming, from all over my body. I'm starting to see more definition. My wife and I were having super happy snuggle time couple nights ago, and she had her hand up on my shoulder, and she was like, I can feel your muscles, like you're losing your padding. And she didn't say that was a good thing or a bad thing. She's not really on board with all of my fasting and running around and stuff, but she's noticed. The person that matters has noticed. And I'm starting to feel more like myself. And what I really can't believe is, like how quickly. Now, granted, I'm a big dude. I was a heavy weight, 6'4", and I was 313 pounds when I started this thing. But even with that, what other sort of way of eating is there, or what kind of supplement or pills or special foods can you eat or restrict that will get you results like this? That's my question. Nothing else I've seen gets results like this. And I think part of it has been, except for the week of Easter, I had a flat week. I didn't gain or lose. It was flat. But every other week I've had loss. I weigh myself every 2 days now, on the day after a fast day, on the morning after. And every day I've had loss, and sometimes it's been dramatic and sometimes it hasn't been. And but like I say, the main thing is I know that I'm feeling better. My clothes are fitting better. I know I've dropped at least one pant size, because my waist was 44, or at least that's what I was wearing, and I was probably wearing it under my Dunlop. The Dunlop. See that? That's Dunlop right there. And really fat guys will wear their pants underneath the belly and let the belly spill over like, a muffin top. Well, that's what I had been doing, and I'm not doing that anymore. So the 44s are too big. I'm wearing 42s, and really I can fit some, how there doesn't seem to be any uniformity with clothing sizes, but I can fit a lot of the clothes that I had that were 40s. So my goal on my waist, I never actually talked about that, is to get under 38. 38 or under is going to make me happy, so I'm really not that far away. When I started this plan, I wanted to get to 250 pounds. I've got 24 pounds to go, and I'll reassess from there. Who knows where I'll go from there. I've been doing some longer fasts in the last few weeks, by which I mean I've been doing true alternate day fasting. In other words, on my fast days, I haven't been eating anything. 0 calorie fast days. And then on my feeding days, I've been trying to stretch out my window of eating. If I'm not hungry in the morning, I don't eat. So it may get to 11 or 12 or 10. I don't really have a set time, and I'm not married to any certain plan. But I've been having some longer fast days, and I may actually switch that up a bit and go back to eating a low-calorie meal every day, because I have noticed some fatigue in some of those afternoons, especially after a succession of fast days where I'm basically not eating for 38 to 40 hours and then eating for like 8 to 10 hours, just depending. And it's hard to get all my nutrition in that window. So I may have to go back and switch back to the modified alternate day fasting, where you eat a small meal at the end of the day, 500 calories or less. But that's what's been going on. I showed the photos, and I am very surprised. I started this channel to document for myself what this process looked like so I could remember it. And I've been surprised that there are people who are interested in alternate day fasting and the alternate day plan. So I do have some upcoming videos there. I read a great book this week called The Obesity Code by Dr. Jason Fung. Fun name. And I'll be talking about that here in a while, because I've never really talked about what I eat, what my diet is. And so I'll talk about that a little bit here in a video coming up. But just want to do a quick update. Appreciate you guys for watching, liking, your comments, your subscription. You guys have been super encouraging to me, and it's really positive. There haven't really been any trolls yet. I was like, where's the trolls who call me a fat ass and stuff like that? But there hasn't been too much of that, and honestly, I would agree. I think I'd make fun of myself before anyone else could. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you, and have a good day.